are exactly what I need to switch off. It is here, all of it. And, well, of course, as the Japan A are right now leading in the match against Spain E 2-0, we are going to be seeing a home map of Japan A that is going to be islands. Yep, and it's going to be water map. That's exactly what we will be expecting from them. And it's going to be a nice version of islands with the green. And sometimes you do spawn the dry version, but I usually like to watch the green one. Otherwise, we are of course on a very nice map from the Nations Cup. It's a bit different than the normal ones that you are playing in normal random map pack. Usually it's a bit more evenly spawned on the Nations Cup, so there's not really anything that you could be playing towards the map. So you can see all the corners are having all of the fishies. The islands are spawned quite nicely, even though this is not really that great corner of the island. So Caligula might not be all that happy about. But at the same time, if he actually places his dog somewhere into the middle in here, in the pocket, he's going to be a whole lot better positioned, and that might be something that he will want to do. Because I'm fully expecting that Air Chaos, who is just now making an appearance in the game, as he's replacing a player from the last game, he is, of course, probably going to be aiming for the back build as well, because they have seen in the first games that the Japan are really strong. They really are, because, of course, Chocobo and Chad are 2K players. May is having something like 17 to 1800, about 1750, I think, if I remember correctly, from RTS League. So they are highly skilled, whereas BYT's AKI, aka the Spain E, are about, I think, about 1600 or 1600 to 1700, something like that. So yep, you'll be expecting that they might be going for a bit more defensive build-up themselves. In the meantime, not really seen any kind of problem so far with the map. Potentially this gold might be a bit sucky if they lose the water, but yeah, we don't really expect that all that much, to be honest. So we would be expecting that Wars, aka Japan A, will be building forward docks, all of them. Whereas for the opponents, you'll be expecting back docks for them. So let's see if that's gonna happen. Already villager coming to the top, so of course that's going to be forwardish dock. Definitely nice amount of deep fish right there, so he's going to be happy about the positioning of the dock for himself. And we are looking also, for example, onto the middle islands. They are quite fairly spawned, and they are going to be supplying enough woodline in the late game if we get into like hour plus of game time, and some extra gold and stone, of course. And same is true for the second little island in there. Well, so from dock, of course, from Chocobo, from May as well, and we'll be expecting from Chad as well, even though he's still, there would be a merit for him to go actually for the back build, because of course he is in the pocket, and pockets go fast castle and want to go for as strong fish in a common as possible, but he's not going for that. And even though this is not the greatest position that he could have had, it's not really that bad, and it's going to be quite alright for his advance into the next age. Kinda curious what's gonna happen though, if all three wars are gonna go for actually galley ration and to decide the game as fast as possible, or if at least the pocket is gonna go for fast castle. We're gonna have to see, as in the meantime we are still not seeing docks from the teal player, probably going to be dropping it, interestingly, into aggressive position. But he is the Viking, so yeah, it definitely makes sense that the Viking would be the one that will be adventurous from his team, but otherwise we don't really see... Yep, this is a bit more aggressive than I would be expecting from Erkaos, to be honest. Would be expecting that he's gonna be dropping it really a bit more to the back, but he's right now going to be attempting to make use of the fishes in the corner for as long as possible before his opponents are going to be onto him and trying to deny any kind of economy that he might be really attempting to make. Interestingly enough, blue so far not going for the dock at the back. Is he going for front dock as well? Well, this is going to be mill for both the shorefish and the berries. Definitely curious what's gonna happen. Ah, here's coming the dock. Right now deleting it. So what's going to be the choice for him in the end? Ah, in the front. Actually, well, this is this is both surprising, but at the same time definitely nice to see, because this is just showing that BYTs are in, or rather are here to have fun. Not really going to be afraid. Not really going to be afraid at all to go neck to neck with their stronger opponents, so that's nice to see. And we are going to be interested how well they are going to be able to hold on in the game, because Chocobo is already coming into feudal age as the Japanese, and the civilizations otherwise are the same, hence Japanese Vikings for both teams, so it's going to be all up to better execution for both of these, from both of these clans in there. So Fuel age just for Chocobo, that's a really fast one. Especially considering that it's a Japanese. And Japanese usually go for a lot more economy. And faster castle ages and whatnot, but he's on the flank, so yeah, that's what you would expect. It's going to be probably a bit of a surprise for Teal. Because even though he's valiantly preparing his Viking battlefield on the left side, he's already going to be annoyed by Chocobo's boats in like 2 minutes. That's going to be a whole lot faster than the MD is actually expecting. And even though he's going to be having slightly faster and better economy, it's not going to be that different. And yep, in Galley Russian, the faster advance time is all that matters. Second dock in the front right now for chat as well, as on the right, May is going to be finishing with the second dock, or rather just starting with the second dock just about now. He's definitely kind of taking his time, considering that he's already going to be advancing it through fuel age. It's going to be second dock alright, third should be coming up pretty soon as well, as of course there is a lot of shoreline gathering from blue, from both the fishies and the hunt as well. So yep, he definitely will be quite vulnerable to some potential raiding by either yellow or purple. So fuel age in, fuel age from DM the Death, just now halfway there. So right now he has to be kind of scared what's gonna happen. If he actually even knows who he's against. And he probably doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't right now know that he's against Chocobo. Chocobo just now, luckily for him, taking the wrong side. So he's of course going to be giving him extra time in there. But is he actually gonna switch to the pocket? Oh, he's not. Okay, so this is actually pretty huge luck for Spain E. This is very huge luck. Because of course, this going all around the island is going to be given all the time in the world to DM the Death to prepare for the attack that is gonna come. And yeah, he's going to be quite fine in there, especially looking that Chocobo is not all that interested in him and going full on for the pocket, because he was probably expecting that really Caligula would be going exactly for the build-up, as I was saying a bit earlier, that he will be at the back in the corner and whatnot, but yeah, that's definitely not the case. And he's just now scouting around and trying to hope, they're hoping that he's going to be finding his opponent's boats sometime soon. So far not happening. Yellow not really fighting all that much in here, just now fighting in the middle. Trying to deny the food gathering to his opponent. And also, yeah, discovering that Caligula is going to be building his boats into the middle as well. And yeah, you'll be expecting that Chaos will be helping him pretty soon as well. Because he does have the numbers and he should be arriving in the position quite soon. Especially considering the chart is going to be helping fully on the right to May, as you can see. So that's going to be pretty strong double by them. So red boats having a bit of fun with the wood line. Well, this gold seems to be sufficiently far away, even for potential war galleys in the castle age. So it should be quite alright-ish gold, especially considering the second goal is quite alright as well. He shouldn't be having any kind of problem with the economy. But right now, already, the red numbers are... Even though they are the same as the MD Deaths, he definitely has 3 because he knows he is going to be fighting right next to the docks of his opponent, so he's basically just waiting for the outnumbering to happen. But he's right now having just a bit of fun with the wood line still in there, and otherwise there was a bit of fighting right now at the bottom, where Green has finally joined into the fun. But of course he's going to be stopped by both Chart and May, as they are having enough boats just about now. But Green still pushing off. And on. But yeah, with all the reinforcements, especially from purple, we don't really expect all that much of a chance of an attack by Green, even though he's definitely putting his mind and back behind it. In the meantime, of course, the squad of May's boats are getting rid of his economy together with Chart. And what's actually Blue in the meantime doing? So far not all that much, we can see. Interesting. Let's just switch into his point of view. That's Air Chaos. No, that's Caligula, sorry. Oh yeah, that's the last player that I'm going to be clicking apparently. From the drop down. So that's one galley in there, second in here, and he's right now going to be deploying himself so that he can help his teammate Gate finally. But yeah, apparently that's not going to be really strong enough, because they are already in pretty huge numbers. Right next to his docks, going to be killing him quite easily. And considering that they are still having second flanks, they are not even participating in the water battle in there. They are just killing all the economy that is remaining on the water. It really seems that the Japan A are yet again, this time on their home map, inching into even bigger lead in the match than they are already having. So Castle Age for a chart. As on the left side we are seeing a pretty nice water battle between a Japanese player, Chocobo, who is also playing Japanese, so he's playing his own right about now, and he's facing Vikings in there who are going up in numbers because of course the cheaper galleys, they are definitely a nice bonus for him. So yep, now it's going to be, there are going to be some reinforcements coming up, so it almost seems like that we are just going to be waiting for the Castle Age from either DM the Death or Chocobo to actually win this battle. It seems like there is going to be basically neck to neck. Not really any kind of advantage for either of the players. As on the right battlefield, we are right now looking at pretty nice attempt actually by Air Chaos to somehow push the opponents off this position, but of course they are doing a pretty great job of dividing the armies of the opponents, not really allowing them to be at the same spot at the same time, and that's really working for them quite fine. Well. Castle Age going to be in for Chocobo as well pretty soon as well, and once the War Galley is hit, it's going to be, I'm thinking, pretty much it for the efforts of Air Chaos and Caligula on the water, because of course they really cannot fight against such a big advantage that Japan A are going to be having against them. Upgrades seem to be absolutely the same on all the boats. Right now it's going to be better for Chad because of the War Galleys and Botkinner, of course. And the economies, for example, are going to be what? Well, 32, 34 and 35 for BYT, whereas for the opponents, for Chad and Chocobo and May, that is 35, 37 and 40. So the economies are already a bit stronger, as the most important battle is probably going to be happening on the right. But in the meantime, there is a bit of raiding, at least by Blue, attempted on the red economy, but yeah, red is on top of that and having enough boats himself to defend against this small raiding party, and especially right now with yellow, who has gotten all around the green and blue islands and has arrived into the middle of the map as well. Interesting rebuilding of the docks on the left right now by Blue, hoping that he can actually help his teammate probably DM the Death on the left battlefield, but not really sure for how much longer, because there is already a pretty important battle right now happening that green shouldn't be taking, but yeah, he was kind of forced into it, because if he doesn't take it, he's going to be just relinquishing the water altogether. But if he does take it, he's going to be losing his whole army, which is exactly what's happening. So the water on the right is going to be in power of May with Chart quite convincingly now. Castle Age is coming in for May, DM the Death and Air Chaos. But yeah, Air Chaos unfortunately lost pretty much everything right about now. Going to be down to one of the last docks. And he's not really rebuilding anything yet. But he still could be a bit later. So War Guy is going to be just right now coming in. It's going to be a bit of a disappointment, of course, for DM the Death. University coming up for ballistics. And yep, this is exactly what he needed. And nicely timed by Chocobo, and he's going to be absolutely annihilating the whole army from DM the Death even before he hits Castle himself and gets the War Galleys for his own army. And with the reinforcements coming in, just going to be supporting exactly that course of action in there. Yep, that's that, and right now, of course, with all the boats coming into the middle, of course, to pay a visit to the blue player, we are looking at the GGs, and this was very well chosen home map by Japan A, and they have exactly proven why they did choose it and how strong they are. So, that's a GG, and a 3-0 for Japan A against Spain E, and we are going to be down to the last game of the match. So, Chart going to be having the highest score in here. Yeah, well, why not, I guess. Not really sure who would be the one to actually pick off in this game as the best player overall. All three Japanese players were playing quite well and exactly what they needed to do. Okay, GG.